Now, if you don't wake up with a schedule every single day filled with things that you actually want to be doing, then the chances are you've probably thought about starting your own online business. But how do you know when you're actually ready to start your own business? This is a question that I guess get asked all of the time, literally hundreds of times a week. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 10 steps, this 10 step-by-step process that you can use to decide whether or not you are ready to start your very own online business. And if you want help starting your very own business, then this is a channel that you're going to absolutely love. So make sure that you hit like on this video, you hit subscribe so you get the latest updates from my videos that are coming out literally 3, 4, 5 times a week that are going to help you start your very own business. Also below this video, you'll find links to various resources like my free Facebook group that's filled with more than 4,500 inspirational entrepreneurial expats that are just like you. You'll also find links to some more relevant videos that will really help you out too, so make sure you check those out. And finally, make sure you drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts on this very video. So how do you know when you're actually ready to start your own business? Well, it's an interesting question, and there's really 10 kind of keys, 10 steps that I've identified that will help you identify in your own life whether you're actually ready to do what is required to start your very own online business. So we're going to go through them in a methodical order, starting with arguably the most relatable probably to where you are now, and you're kind of going to go through the whole journey and the whole story and see how far through this list you are. And if you tick all 10 of these boxes, then you've really got no excuse or no reason not to start your very own business right now. And if you tick just a few of them, that's completely cool too. You may well be ready already. So we're just going to dive in and get started. So number one is arguably the most obvious, and this might be prevalent in your life and your career as an expat already, but it's being tired. It's being tired of the daily grind, the daily work routine that you perhaps find yourself in right now, whether that is, teaching, or whether you are freelancing, or whether you're traveling home to work every few months. You're tired of doing that. Something just doesn't sit right with you in that career space right now. So if you're feeling tired, whether that's bored, whether it's lacking energy, whether it's lacking motivation or drive to get up every day and go to work, that's arguably the first and most obvious sign that you are getting towards wanting to start your very own business. And there's no need to feel guilty or upset about feeling tired and bored in a job that maybe you've been doing for quite some time. That's human nature. People can and want to move on to bigger and better things. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling lack of motivation, if you're feeling bored in the current day job that you're doing, that's the first sign that you're potentially ready to start your very own online business. And moving on to number 2 that I've identified on this list, on this step-by-step process, is fulfillment. Are you feeling fulfilled in the work that you're currently doing? And by fulfillment, I mean, do you actually enjoy the work that you're doing? Does it give you a buzz? Does it give you a sense of achievement? Does it feel like you're continuously moving forward in your own career? And does it feel like you've actually got that kind of progression professionally as well as emotional stimulation that everybody looks for in a career or in a job? Now, as you guys know, we speak to literally hundreds of expats every week who are, teaching English or teaching in a school, or they're doing a kind of a job that it's just not giving them the fulfillment that they used to have. Especially common if you are teaching English to smaller children. Sure, it's great to start out with, but when you find that it's just a very repetitive, same tasks every day, it can eat into the fulfillment that you actually get out of the job that you do. So if you're feeling unfulfilled and uninspired and unmotivated to get up every day because you're lacking that sense of accomplishment, then it's highly likely that you are getting towards being ready to start your own business as well. I mean, everybody loves a challenge, right? Everybody wants to get up and have things that are difficult for them to overcome in their career and in their life. Now, if you don't have that, again, maybe it's time that you think about starting your own business. And number 3, and this is a massive one no matter where you are in your career path right now, it doesn't matter whether you've been working for a few years or whether you've been working for 20 to even 30 years in the career that you're currently doing right now. But number 3 is the end. What does the end look like for you in the current career path that you are running right now? Does it end in you having the wealth and the finances and the freedom and the time that you ultimately want throughout your retirement to enjoy life? How far away is retirement for you? Is it just a few years away and you've only got a little bit of time left? And what's going to happen when you retire? How is your family going to look? How's your financial situation going to look? Or perhaps if you're on the other end of the scale and you're younger, or you've still got quite some time to go before retirement, how does it feel to realize or think that you're going to have to keep doing the same thing that you're doing right now for, another 10, 20, even 30 years? And at the end of that 30 years, if you keep going on your current trajectory, what does that end actually look like? Is the job that you're currently working right now, is it actually ever going to get you to the life that you want? Because again, after speaking to so many people, sometimes, every day you've got your head down, you go to work, and it's a repetitive cycle, that you lose sight and you lose track of like the end goal at the end of your career, at the end of the path that you're currently on. Where are you going to be? How much money are you going to have? And obviously money buys the things that you're going to want to do, the places that you're going to want to go, the ability to travel, right? So where does your current career path end? That's a big question that many people just don't ask themselves often enough. And it's very easy to then let 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years go by and to not be any closer to where you wanted to be right at the start of your career. Do not let that happen to you. Now, if you fall into that category, number 4 is also going to be very similar as well, and that is the future. What does the future actually hold for you? Have you ever thought about it? Are you going to be happy and satisfied and fulfilled continuing with the current career that you've got now? And many expats find themselves in a job where there really isn't a lot of career progression. And that's a big problem, because it ultimately means that their future is not really going to look any different to how their life currently looks today. And that can obviously have an impact on motivation, because if you're on that hamster wheel, that treadmill of waking up, going to work, doing the same thing every single day, and tomorrow doesn't get any better, tomorrow you don't move any closer towards the goals that you've set yourself throughout your life, well, that's not going to keep you motivated, right? And motivation is required to push you on to achieve the things that you want to achieve. So this is why many people end up getting and feeling stagnant in their current role, because their future, if they keep doing what they're doing, it's not going to look any different tomorrow, and even in a year's time, it's going to look the same as it does today. And what's even scarier is, ask yourself this question: in 5 years' time, if nothing's changed, will you be happy? Will you be satisfied? Is that exactly where you want to be? Are you making the same amount of money that you want to make? Are you making do you have enough time to be able to travel and see the world as much as you perhaps want? Do you have enough time to spend with your family as much as you perhaps want? If the answer right now is no, and you don't have a plan, you don't have a strategy of how you're going to change your current situation to change your future, then something needs to give, and perhaps now you're starting to feel like maybe you are ready to start your own online business. And we're only on step 4. Remember, we've got another 6 to go, and these are arguably 6 of the best. Are you realizing that you are now responsible, and you always have been responsible, for where you currently are in life and ultimately where you're going to go? You are the only person that is responsible for where you are now and what's going to happen over the next few years of your life. And ultimately, you're responsible for whether or not you actually achieve what you want to achieve. Now, many people bury the head and hide away from responsibility. They blame the weather, they blame their qualifications, they blame their experience, they blame their boss, they blame their family, they blame their education for their current situation and how that undesirable current situation has happened, because they don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to say, it's my fault that I haven't made that decision yet to change my situation. It's my fault that I haven't learned extra skills to be able to start my own business. So if you're realizing right now that you and only you are fully responsible for everything that happens to you in your life, then yes, you're getting closer and closer to being completely ready to start your own online business. Because when you start your own business, guess what? You are responsible for everything. You're responsible for, in my line of work, where you find clients. You're responsible for getting clients' results. You're responsible for your team. You're responsible for getting up every day and making sure you actually do the work. You're responsible for making sure you don't give up and you don't quit. If you're now ready, or you're feeling more ready to take responsibility for your situation right now and your situation moving forward, then arguably you're on step number 5 and you're getting closer and closer to being ready to start your own online business. And step number 6, we're kind of over the mound now. We're on the downward slope on the way to the destination where we want to be with a successful business. So 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all about putting the wheels in motion, the actionable things that need to happen now to pick up pace, pick up momentum, to move towards starting your very own online business. So number 6 is about action. Are you ready to say no to the life that you've currently got now and say yes to taking action, to doing something about changing your situation? Because again, many people find themselves stuck in a cycle of doing the same thing over and over again, yet they fail to take any action. They fail to look for something that's going to give them the life that they want. And then even when they do find something that's going to give them the life that they want, they fail to act on it, right? They find something, they sit on it. You know, we've got people who came across me literally years ago, and they've been sitting on my email lists for, you know, a couple of years. They've been sitting in my Facebook group with 4,500 other expats for years. By the way, there's links down below if you want to join those things. Yet they haven't taken any action. They're still in exactly the same place where they were 2 years ago. Yet there's many people who we've worked with who came across me, immediately decided to work with me, decided to start their own business, and now they're living their life that they could never have achieved continuing to do the same things without first taking action. So if you feel ready to take action to start your own business, regardless of whether it's, you know, with me doing what I do or whether it's with anybody else, I urge you that, like, if you're ready to start taking action, you're ready to start your own online business. And number 7 is work. Now, people all of the time ask me or come to us thinking that starting their own business is actually easy. You know, there's a magic pill that you can swallow. There's a switch you can flick and, oh my God, you're successful and you're making lots of money online. That's simply not true. Now, if you're ready to put in the hard work, especially if you're, you know, still working a full-time job or you're working another job and you want to start up a business as a side hustle, it is hard work, right? It's not going to happen overnight, and you're going to need to be prepared to do what it takes to get your business up and running. The late nights, the late night calls with clients, the extracurricular study, the putting in the time and the effort to learn new skills and actually get good at them. Are you prepared now to work hard to change the current path and change the current trajectory that your life is on? If you are ready to start putting in the work and working hard, then you're again one step closer to being ready to start your very own online business. Now, number 8 is skills. Now, if you haven't yet successfully started your own business, then it's highly likely that you are going to have to learn new skills. And you're not only going to have to learn new skills, but you're going to have to put in the time and the effort and the energy to actually refine and perfect and get good at those skills. Regardless of what business you want to start, you need to learn new skills. You need to learn new things, and you need to practice them, and you need to get good at them. So if you're starting to feel ready and realize that right now you perhaps don't have a full range of skill sets that you need to work for yourself and be, you know, an entrepreneur and start your own business, then, you know, it's time, if you're realizing that perhaps you do need to learn new skills, you do need to learn some new stuff, you do need maybe a coach or a mentor to teach you things that you don't perhaps know now, then again, you're another step. You're at step 8 to being ready to start your own online business. And number 9 is persistence. Are you ready to persist and do what it takes to not just learn new skills as number 8, but then persist to get good at them, to do what's required to improve and refine your brand new skill set? Because, you know, learning a skill set, it takes time. There's going to be times where you learn something, you try it, it doesn't work. Now, it may not work for you because you haven't nailed something down, you haven't done something in the way that it needs to be done for that skill, for that outcome to actually happen. And this is what we call practice. In the normal walks of life, we call ultimately persistence practice, right? You need to persist through the times where you're practicing your new skill sets, where it's not going to go as perfectly as right as you perhaps want it to. But those times where you try something and you get it wrong, those are times that you need to refine your skill set, because in all of those failures, in all of those things that you try that don't perhaps work out, you take the lessons from those, you get up the following day, you start again with a stronger foundation, with a larger knowledge base, and gradually over time, this is what practice is, right? Practice is controlled failure. We're failing, we're taking the lessons then from the failures that have happened, and we're starting again the following day with a stronger foundation, with a better skill set, with a better understanding, with more knowledge. And gradually over time you apply that day after day after day after day, and your persistence, even if something doesn't work in the first place, your persistence is what is going to cause the result. It's what's going to give you the outcome that you want. So if you're ready to persist through the tried and failed attempts in a controlled way to refine a new skill set and get good at a new skill set, then you're almost 10 out of 10 of being ready to start a new business. Now, the 10th and final one, drum roll please, it's that you need help. It's knowing and realizing now that if you keep doing what you're doing without getting the right help from the right experts, the right people, the right coaches, the right mentors to teach you what you need to know to fill that gap of knowledge that perhaps isn't there right now, help. You need to know and understand that you need help, that, you know, building an online business is not going to happen overnight, and it's certainly not going to happen on your own, because there are gaps, there's skill sets missing, there's things that you need to learn that are then going to result, once you've learned them, they're then going to result in giving you a successful online business. It's help, right? You need to know and realize that right now, in order to get to where you want to go, in order to have a successful business, in order to control your own time, control your own location, control your own freedom, you need help. I haven't got where I am for multiple 7 figures in online sales as an expat by not getting the help of people who know a shitload more than me. And I literally counted the other day, and it's into the 6 figures that I've spent on coaches and mentors to get to where I want to be. I would never have got here, just like none of my hundreds of clients would never have got to where they are now if they didn't first realize that they need help, that there's gaps in their knowledge, and that the best way of getting to where they want to be is to find somebody who is where they want to be and to learn from them. That's the fastest way of getting from where you are now to where you want to be with your own successful online business. Whether that's me, whether it's somebody else, but you need to realize at the end of this video that you need help to get to where you want to be. So there you have it. Those are the 10. We're going to recap them here. Number 1, are you feeling tired and lacking motivation in the current job that you're doing now? Are you sick of it? Have you had enough? Number 2 is fulfillment. Are you feeling fulfilled in the job that you're currently working right now? Are you feeling a lack of fulfillment? Is it actually giving you emotionally what you want out of your career path? Number 3, the end. Is there actually a positive end outcome that's going to give you the life of control and time and location freedom with the current career path that you're following right now? If there isn't, then it's pretty obvious to realize that you're never going to get to where you want to go if you keep following the same path and the same road. Number 4 is future. How does your future actually look if you keep doing the same things that you're currently doing now, if you keep working in the same job that you're currently doing, in 5 years' time, if you're still in the same place, are you going to be happy? Are you going to be satisfied? Is that where you want to be? If not, then you're ready to start your own online business. Number 5 is responsibility. Are you now realizing that yes, you are responsible, you and you alone are responsible for being exactly where you are right now and for where you're going to be in 1, 3, 5, 10 years time. You and only you are responsible, and nobody's going to change your path unless you change it for yourself. Number 6 is action. Are you ready to start taking action? Are you ready to, pick up the weapons, pick up the tools that you need to get a result that you want? Are you ready to do something about changing your situation? Because if you're not, nobody else can change your situation for you. Only you can be the one to decide if you're ready to take action right now to improve your life. Number 7, are you ready to put in the work? And if you're working a full-time job already, it's absolutely possible for you to start your own business as a side hustle in your spare time, as long as you're prepared to put in the long hours, to put in the time, to put in the effort to replace your current full-time income with a side hustle before transitioning into that side hustle full-time. But that doesn't happen without work, of course, at first. So you need to be prepared to put in the work and do what it takes to get a result. Now, number 8 is skills. Are you now realizing and seeing that perhaps you don't know everything that you need to know to successfully start a business, and that you need to learn new skills, and you need to learn new skills from somebody who has a much better understanding of those skill sets so they can teach you those new skills? And number 9, are you ready to persist to get good at those skills? Because learning those skills is not going to happen overnight, right? You need to be prepared that to learn those skills, you're going to have to persist. There's going to be times of failure. There's going to be times where you try things and they don't work. And are you in the right headspace to take the lessons from those failures, to get up tomorrow and try again? Because the goal of working for yourself and having your own business and the freedom to travel, the freedom to make as much money as you want and have an uncapped income, totally going to come down to your ability to wake up the following day, take the lessons from the previous day, get up, start again, go again until you get to that goal. And number 10, and this is a massive one that you need to know right now, is that you need help. You need to find somebody who can help you. You need to take courses. You need to learn, extracurricular material. You need to find somebody who can actually help you fill the gaps and give you everything that you need to succeed in your own business. Look, it's 11:30 on a Friday and I'm sitting here playing video games because, I put in the time and the effort to build the life that I ultimately want to build. My wife's in the kitchen baking a cake. As I said, it's Friday. I'm going to be spending Friday afternoon with her because I can, right? And there's ultimately no way that this will ever happen for anybody if they don't first realize that they need help and don't first realize that there is never the perfect time to start your own business. It's always going to be hard. There's always going to be work. But if you're ready to do it, then there'll be a link below this video that you can book a time to speak with one of my coaches to talk about how we can help you ultimately start your very own online business. Now, if you still are a little bit unclear about what I do and how the digital advertising business model works, then I'll hook on a video at the end of this one to explain to you how to start your very own digital advertising business, so you can check that out. Hope you enjoy that one. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope you have a wicked Friday or whatever day it is where you are when you're watching this. I'm going to continue getting beat on FIFA. Peace out. Have a good one.